Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is really exciting. I'm going to be reviewing, demoing, and swatching the Goddess palette from Alter Ego. I actually bought this right as it launched and the turnover time was really quick. It took with the holiday because we did have Memorial Day in there. It actually got here within like 4 business days, which is awesome, especially because we did have the holiday. And it came today and I wanted to play. So it came up with the idea, because it is a goddess palette, I wanted to have a goddess eye look, and this is what I came up with today. You'll see how I did this, and we'll do reviews and swatches. So if you want to see that, just keep on watching. So first I want to talk about packaging, and then we'll go into some swatches, and then we will dive right in to this look. So when it did show up, it was beautifully packed in a bunch of bubble wrap, and it came with its little box right here. It's all embossed. It's freaking beautiful. Can you guys see that? It's stunning. And Alter Ego, I want to say that from what I gather from Jen Love's reviews and a couple other YouTubers, that Alter Ego is now like Bad Habit and Shop Hush 2.0, which is so cool because I was moaning forever and bitching that I missed Shop Hush and that I missed Bad Habit, and I was so beat down because I love their products so much. But Alter Ego is, I guess, has hired a lot of the people who used to work there, as well as using their same manufacturers and everything. So I'm so happy. The Alter Ego palette does come with 15 shades. It does have a shelf life, let's see here, of 12 months. It is cruelty free, which is fantastic. And it looks like it is distributed out of Los Angeles, California. So the box is like this. The shadows are stunning. Can we just appreciate how beautiful that palette is? It's really nice and weighted too, so it doesn't feel like it's very flimsy. It's not in a very flimsy cardboard packaging. It's very sleek, very matte, very beautiful, and it's got a gigantic mirror, which everybody loves when you're traveling. Also, it looks like all of the names of the shadows are on the back, which is great for bloggers like me because then we can actually use the names on camera. So it looks like there is 13.5 grams in this actual palette, and that is, let me break that down per pan size because I know I care. So each pan, it looks like, is 0.9 grams, which is a little less, I believe, than a normal single shadow, but I will definitely correct myself right here if I am telling the truth. And if I'm lying, I will put it in the little bar here. My first glance at this, it obviously is a dupe for the Natasha Denona Gold palette. That is kind of what they do. They do really affordable dupes for high-end palettes. That palette is $129, and I will put this one right here, and I will try to put the Natasha Denona one right here so that you can see how similar they are. Obviously they are rearranged, so they are not identical dupes when it comes to the arrangement inside the actual palette, but each individual color looks almost identical in tone. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is do row by row for you. So I'm gonna show you swatches, and I'll insert them here of row 1, row 2, and row 3. So the swatches come out amazing. They're super pigmented. The matte shadows are so blendable and so creamy and just really pack a punch. But I did notice when I was doing swatches here that Iris, Hura, and Juno look very similar in the palette. That is this shade here and these two right here. This one does have a little bit more of an orangey undertone to it, and it is a little bit darker. But again, Hura and Iris look very similar. The funny thing is one is a lot more neutral and very light when it goes on the skin, and the one Iris here has a little bit more of a brown neutralized undertone. So it's great to build and mix together for the transition. If you wanted to deepen out that outer corner, you totally could with the Juno color right here. And then if you were more into those mustard tones, let's see here, Athena. The mustard tones are really great, and I love me a good mustard tone. Actually, I used Athena on that outer edge today. So honestly, they are very similar in the the pan, and they look very, very, very similar when you're just, you know, at first glance, but they are just slightly different, and they do give you just a little bit different texture when you are layering them on top of each other. I don't feel like I am missing out on any color in here other than like maybe a bone white shade for the under eyebrow area. I think my favorite color in the entire palette has to be Cassandra. I feel like Cassandra is a wonderful dual chrome shift. That's what I have all over my lid. I'm over top of Artemis. And honestly, Artemis is beautiful, but I love Cassandra because it gives it such a different effect. And I would love to put that over some of the other colors, because I think that no matter what you're putting it over or layering it over, it's going to give it a really beautiful shift to it. I did put a little bit of Freya in my inner corner, as well as under my brow bone, just for a little bit of texture and just a little bit of glitteriness. I am obsessed with this palette. I think that anybody who was looking at the gold palette, anybody who is thinking about maybe buying the gold palette but didn't want to spend the money, this is a great $16 opportunity to have a dupe that's going to give you the same looks at a fraction of the price. So highly suggested it. But if you guys want to see this look and how I did it, let's go ahead and just hop right in. What I'm going to do today is something a little bit more dramatic, and I probably should have put this on, so pardon me. Now you could probably hear me better. So what I'm going to do is actually go ahead and I'm going to put some tape down, because we are doing a very dramatic look today with this palette, and I want some sharp lines. So I'm going in with some Scotch tape. We are going to put some tape down. I look real crazy. Awesome. But I want that sharp line on this side. So I'm going to match them up on both sides. This is going like into my hairline. Probably should have done a shorter piece of tape, but that's okay. Right under here. And we want them to match. There we go. Nice and sticky. So I'm going in with a flat shader. This is a concealer brush, F75 from Sigma, and it doesn't have anything on it. I kind of want to see how these perform without getting them wet, and make sure that when we're going in with the darker tone, because we're going in with the dark tone first, and when I go in with the dark tone, I really want to make sure that it's nice and sharp on this edge. The first color I'm going in with is that stark dark green, and I'm going to go ahead and just, ooh, there's a little bit of kick up, but that's okay. I don't mind kick up. If you guys have been around for a while, you'll know this. And the only reason why I really don't care about kick up in the pan is because I know how pigmented these shadows can be, and they tend to be a little bit more crumbly when they have a ton of pigment in them. So I'm going to take that green just looks so good. I'm going to take that green tone, and I'm going to work that on the outer. Oh, girl. Okay. Work that on the outer edge. And I'm doing it more at a 75-degree angle, as you can see here. And I love the shape of this brush because it comes to a point. It makes my life so much easier when I'm doing a look like this. So I'm gonna do something that looks like that, and then we're gonna go in and smoke that out. I love this color already. Holy crap. This is so pretty. And I'm just kind of dragging that along the lash line. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm gonna move you in just a little bit. God, that looks good. And I do have a little bit underneath, but we're gonna smoke that out anyway, so it's not a huge deal. All right, so we're gonna go in and do the same thing on this side. And really just pack that on to that outer corner. I already love this palette. Already love this palette. This is like the best brush in the whole world. If you do not have this brush in your life, you should. It's fantastic. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is go in with a Morphe M433, and I'm going to go in with Avalon, which is that dark chocolate color, and I'm going to just blend out some of the harsh edges that I have here because I want it to be nice and smoky, but just a little bit. And again, it does have some kick up, but I'm going to tap that off so it doesn't get too crazy. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is take a fluffy round dome brush. This is a number 10 from Smashbox, and go in to Hura right here. It's this kind of like light tan one. It's going to just lightly drag that through the crease. It's definitely buildable, which is nice. I'm bringing that down into that little cavern that's going on over here because this is going to be all glitter anyway. So I really just want to make sure everything is tied together. Gotta love the caverns, right? And I've got more than normal because I have an extra thing of skin here. So far so good. It's looking very nice and it's coming together slowly. I want to deepen up that outer corner with just a little bit more of the light brown shade. So I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Iris and a little bit of Juno. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix those together and put them in the crease and really focus it more on that outer edge. And Juno is a little bit more kind of neutral brown and Iris is a little bit more of a mustardy undertone. And it's a little bit darker than her that we used previously. So yeah, I'm just gonna really focus that right here and not really drag that into the inner corner because I really wanna make sure that it's more smoky on the outside. And I lost just a little bit of that green and the brown, so I'm just gonna dip a little bit back into Avalon and that green tone and just pack that back up right here. Just a little bit. So good so far. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is actually go in with a MAC 242 and I think I'm gonna put Cassandra on. I was gonna put Artemis all over. Should I put Artemis? I can't decide if I want Artemis or Cassandra. You know what? I'm gonna put Artemis all over and Cassandra on top. So I'm gonna go in with a dry brush first because I wanna see how this performs. Woo! Yes. Okay. I'm gonna put this all over the lid and just pack that on. So as if we're doing this, we're going big or going home, right? Yes. So good. I'm so happy with this so far. And I didn't cut my crease. I didn't put anything down other than what I put down originally. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is take my M433 and I'm going to go into Athena right here. It's that really nice mustard shade. And I'm just going to lightly blend out this. I don't want to do too much, but just enough. Now I'm going to go in with just a finger and I'm going to go into Cassandra, which is this reflective, if you can see it's a dual chrome. I'm going to go ahead and put that on a finger like that and just dab that on top. So I am going to go back in with my concealer brush and just a little bit more of that green tone because I don't want to lose it all over here and just kind of lightly give it some gradients. Oh my goodness. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and take off this very, very carefully. Oh yeah. Ooh. Okay, I haven't done something like this in forever. So good. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is finish the rest of my makeup. I will come back and we will finish the eyes off and I will be doing the lower lash line with this bad boy. So I will see you in just a minute. Okay, so now that the rest of my face makeup is on, my contour, well, not really contour, more like bronzer or whatever, and all of everything is done, I'm gonna go ahead and do this lower lash line. So I wanna do more of a goddessy look for a goddess palette. What do you guys think? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take a nice domed kind of small, it says a contour brush. I wouldn't use this for contour, I'd use it for my under eyes. And I do have a little bit of the green on either side. I did not wipe that away because I wanna play into it. And I'm gonna take this brush from e.l.f. This is a contour brush and just blend that out a little bit before I put on my lashes and everything. I was gonna do mascara in my upper lashes while I was off camera, but I figure I'll just do my lower lash line and then we'll do the rest. So I'm gonna go back in with that dark green color right here and just very small amount on the brush just to blend some of that out. I'm only going about 2/3, almost half of the way into my lower lash line. And I know this look isn't for everybody. You know, some people don't like it as dramatic and I am not one to wear this on a regular basis, but I just wanted to play today. So I'm just connecting the top and the bottom. I don't want it too grungy, but I want it just enough so that you can really see it. And then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of Avalon here over top of what we just put down. And again, just taking a very small amount on the brush. If we did it on the top, we're doing it on the bottom. Okay, so now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go in with this white color right here, and I'm going to put that on the lower part of my lash line in the inner corner and right underneath the brow bone. We're going to take a E19 into that nice light color right here on a little detail brush. Oh yeah, it's definitely more of, I was feeling like it was something I could put on there to get a lot of pigment, but unfortunately it is more of a topper. So with that being said, I think that I'm gonna go in with Pandora here, this one, and see if I can get some pigment from that, because that's the next lightest shade in here. Oh yeah, that's better. You can take a mixture if you want. Ooh, glitter everywhere. That's okay. Drag that in a little to my cavern. Goddessy look. And I'm gonna take that same color and the same brush and just run that just a little bit underneath the brow bone, just to give me a little bit of pigment. Ooh, we've got glitter everywhere. Okay, this is a dual fiber F50 from Sigma, and I'm just gonna clean that up. If it doesn't go away, you go in with a beauty blender. Just clean that up a little. There we go. That's better. And I didn't take off any of this. I really am just working in this little tiny triangle. So I'm gonna do a little bit of black in the waterline, and I'm going to tightline with some black underneath. I'm not putting any wing liner because we have such a dramatic eyeshadow going on. And then I'm also gonna put on some lashes that have more of a cat eye and they flare out on the ends. So I will be back with some mascara and all that, and we will talk about my final thoughts. I am back with my final thoughts on the Goddess palette. This palette is amazing. I am so happy that I decided to purchase this as it came out. The turnaround time for shipping was not so crazy. It did get here quite quickly. The packaging is beautiful. I love the outer just little embossedness with the gold. I love the fact that it's weighted. It is very much the same type of product that Bad Habit put out. I mean, and for $16, you cannot beat 15 pans for $16. That is absolutely out of control. The mirror is beautiful. I don't know how they do it. Alter Ego is definitely Bad Habit 2.0. I am so happy with it. I love the look that came out today. I think it's stunning. Very different from what I usually do. I usually don't go this glam, but honestly, like, I had to. It's a Goddess palette. I had to have a Goddess look, and this is what I came up with. I love it so much. There is a little kick up in the pan, but of course that is because there is so much pigment to these shadows. They blend out beautifully. They work amazing together. The color scheme obviously is great, and it's a wonderful alternative to a $129 palette. I hope you guys liked this video. Thank you so much for watching. I love you so much. Have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.